I think we all know that Twitch isn't profitable, but it has been confirmed once again by the fact that Twitch is laying off even more people. As you can see here, according to CBS, Twitch cuts more than 500 jobs attempting to turn expensive platform profitable. And that's equivalent to about 35% of its workforce. Now, there are three main reasons that this is happening right now, and we're going to talk about the first one, which is the pandemic. And I know, please do not click off the video. I know what you're thinking. Everyone is sick and tired of the pandemic being responsible for everything, but it is true. It's relevant in this case because when the pandemic happened, everyone was stuck inside. So everyone started gravitating towards online streaming and online streaming platforms. Now, my generation doesn't really watch cable TV, so we were doing things like Netflix, YouTube, and Twitch. And boy, did we watch Twitch. If you look at the Twitch statistics, you can see here between December 2019 and April of 2021, Twitch basically doubled in size, going from 1.2 million viewers to 3.2 million viewers. So that's actually more than doubling. With more size comes a need for more employees. And not only is there a need for more employees, but Twitch decided to make the call to intentionally overhire with the anticipation that this huge meteoric growth would continue. That way they wouldn't get bottlenecked by not having enough people to complete certain tasks. They would overhire, and then as the company continued to grow, the people that they overhired would get more and more work, and so they could grow freely without workforce being an issue. And that overhiring actually turned out to be a pretty big problem, which Twitch actually acknowledges in this update that they put out called a difficult update about our workforce, in which they said this. I know many of you are wondering why this is happening. Over the last year, we've been working to build a more sustainable business so that Twitch would be here for the long run, and throughout the year, we have cut costs and made many decisions to be more efficient. Unfortunately, despite these efforts, it has become clear that our organization is still meaningfully larger than it needs to be given the size of our business. Last year, we paid out over $1 billion to streamers, so while the Twitch business remains strong, for some time now the organization has been sized based on where we optimistically expected our business to be in 3 or more years, not where we're at today. As many other companies in the tech space, we are now resizing our organization based upon that current scale of our business and conservative predictions of how we expect to grow in the future. So this is basically them admitting that they had hired too many people, because it says they did it on size based upon where they optimistically expected their business to be in 3 or more years. And 3 years ago, smack dab, we were in the middle of the pandemic with Twitch growing like crazy because everyone was stuck inside watching stuff. This was the Among Us era where Valkyrae and Saikuno and Corpse Husband and all of that group blew up. So they hired too much, expecting that they would continue to keep growing, and they didn't. And you can actually see this for yourself in the statistics here on Twitch Tracker. Twitch is pretty open with their API, and you can get all this data. But as you can see, there's this pretty huge blow up as more and more people are joining Twitch. And then as the pandemic winds down, so do the amount of people. And here, this is the concurrent viewers. This is a really interesting part. 2019 to 2020, huge blow up. 2021, we're in a pandemic, everyone was stuck inside, Twitch is popular, huge explosion. And then for the next year, it goes down, and for the next year, it goes down. And it has gone up a little bit in 2024, but very interestingly, the amount of average concurrent channels has gone up as well. It's back where it was before. And this poses another unique issue to Twitch. As you can see, this line here is the ratio of live channels to viewers. The fewer live channels there are, the better it is for Twitch, because live channels don't actually make money. Viewers watching the live channels make the money. So if you've got 100,000 live channels, that's 100,000 people on Twitch who are not watching advertisements. If I'm streaming a game, I'm not watching advertisements. It is my chat and the people that are watching me game that are actually watching the advertisements. So Twitch has kind of this issue as more people are streaming than ever and fewer people are watching than they have been in previous years. So this ratio of live channels to concurrent viewers going down is actually a bad sign for Twitch, and it's been dropping for about 3 months now. Now, none of this is actually a new problem. Twitch knew this was happening. As you can see, this is another very similarly worded an update about our workforce, but this is from March 20th of 2023. And I want you to read you a couple of paragraphs and tell me if you think this sounds familiar. Today, I shared with Twitch employees that we've made the difficult decision to reduce the size of our workforce, which results in us having to say goodbye to just over 400 people. As a company focused on building community together, this decision was incredibly difficult one, and we did not make it without considerable thought. We're skipping that one. Like many companies, our business has been impacted by the current macroeconomic environment, and user and revenue growth has not kept pace with our expectations. In order to run our business sustainably, we've made the very difficult decision to shrink the size of our workforce. I think the first people they should probably lay off is their analysts, who keep apparently predicting wrong how much money they're going to be making or how much they need to be making and how many people they can hire, because Twitch has laid off in total almost 1,000 people, which is a huge percentage of its workforce. And unless something turns around pretty quickly, I would imagine we're going to see even more layoffs in the future, because Amazon, the parent company of Twitch, has owned Twitch for a long time, and Twitch has hemorrhaged money that entire time. Eventually, Amazon's going to want to be turning a profit here, or they're just going to cut it loose. Now, the second issue Twitch has is a singular focus, and that's basically because all they do is live streaming. Twitch does nothing else aside from live streaming, and the issue with that is that live streaming is very expensive and really not profitable. As you could see from the server statistics that we saw here, 104,000 people live streaming at once is an absolutely insane amount of bandwidth and server space that Twitch needs to be able to use at any given time, and that is phenomenally expensive. And they're just not making their money back on it. They don't have anything else going on to try and supplement that loss. And this is kind of an issue that is unique to Twitch, because if you look at Twitch, I mean, this is it. It's all just live streams. There's nothing else basically that the platform offers. But then if you go over to Kick, it does initially look like it's all live streams, but you have to remember Kick is funded by stake.com, which is one of, if not the largest online gambling platform, which is massively popular, so they can afford to lose money on this in order to promote their slots and casinos right here. This is a loss leader. It is them losing money intentionally on the front end in order to get people into their stake.com ecosystem and make money on the back end. This is basically just marketing for stake, and they can lose money on this marketing because they're making so many billions on the back end, where people are going from here over to the stake website and gambling away their money. If you look at Facebook, they've got a Facebook Live platform, which I guess the first thing, it thinks I'm a conservative for some reason, but anyway, they've got Facebook Live, and Facebook, probably Facebook Live itself isn't profitable, but it's backed up by the behemoth that is Facebook and the Meta parent company, so it can afford to lose money on the specific Facebook Live aspect of it, because it's probably such a tiny amount compared to the billions upon billions that Facebook makes, that this isn't really an issue for them. Moving on once again, YouTube Live, absolutely huge, probably extraordinarily expensive in order to run, but it's got the entirety of YouTube, the behemoth that is the second largest search engine and also the largest video sharing platform with monetization everywhere. It's got all of this in order to be able to make the live streaming aspect of it lose money and that be okay. But Twitch is all it's got. It's got nothing else aside from the live streaming. And for those of you saying that, oh, well, Amazon's the big parent company, Amazon is the big parent company, but Twitch is its own separate entity that needs to be profitable. Otherwise, Amazon doesn't get anything out of it. Facebook Gaming might get people coming over to watch the gaming and stay on Facebook and see advertisements, and that's okay. Kick.com gets people going over there, and then from there going over to Stake. That's great. Twitch.com gets people going over to Twitch, and then going nowhere. There's nowhere to go. There's no connection for people from Twitch to Amazon in order for Amazon to be able to make that investment back. Twitch is basically the only company that does just live streaming, and live streaming can't pay the bills. The only other company that has done that is Mixer, which is owned by Microsoft and very famously failed in an epic capacity and was shut down like a couple of years after it launched. Now, the third issue, I don't have any slides or browser pages for, but it is just bad reputation. When you think of Twitch, you will often think of the many issues it's had with moderation or overly sexualized content on a website made for gaming and for kids, uneven rule enforcement between creators based on things like gender and popularity and so on and so forth, random bans on people who don't appear to have done anything wrong, and so on and so forth. If you are in the Twitch space or in the Twitch ecosystem, you can probably right off the top of your head think of a dozen instances of Twitch making bad decisions that somehow blew up probably on Twitter, and a lot of people heard about them, which then connects Twitch to this constant stream of poor choices and decisions being made that actively and negatively impact the community. At least once a week, there is a scandal like this where they have to do more layoffs, or you get like the weird topless streaming meta, or you get the hot tub meta, or you get the them allowing nudity for one day for some reason meta. All you hear about is the bad things that Twitch does, and while they're not all bad, a vast majority of the things that Twitch does do sound bad or negatively impact the platform, which makes it more appealing for people to go over to other places, especially when you've got options like Kick, which is offering a 90/10 and trying to sign streamers like XQC for $100 million, or go over to YouTube, where YouTube Live, where your audience probably already is if you're a YouTuber, so all you have to do is press live. It's a much more seamless experience to bring live streaming straight to your audience. When you've got other options like that, not Facebook Gaming because it's a joke, but when you've got other options like that, Twitch becomes less appealing because there's nothing that it is the best at. If you want the best audience, well, you've already got one on YouTube, just go live there. If you want the most amount of money, well, Kick offers much better splits with much less moderation, so you have to worry less. That's kind of it. If you want to do something, a different kind of live, a more personal live, well, then you just go live on TikTok. You can easily go viral there and have a larger audience. Twitch isn't offering anything big or new right now, and a lot of its bad reputation that it's gotten online is going to actively damage it as it ceases to become the default when live streaming. For the past several years, if you talked about being a live streamer, you talked about Twitch, but now you've got other options. And the fact that you have other really good options when the default option is now sounding worse and worse is a huge issue for Twitch. So those are the issues with Twitch, some information about the layoffs. Thanks for watching.